everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Misssharz in case you are stopping by for the first time. If you've been around, then you know that you are most definitely welcome. On today's clip, I'd love to share with you my story. As the title says, today I'm going to talk about my deafness. Yes, in case you didn't know, yes, I am deaf on one side of my ears. So I have something called SSD. SSD means single-sided deafness, which means one of my ears is completely kaput. Like I can't hear on this side, and this happens to be my right ear. Yes, so I thought, you know, sometimes I'm walking around and someone is calling me, but since I don't hear, they assume I ignored them. I never ignore people. I never ignore people, even if you're my enemy and you know, you saw me somewhere and you wanted to say hi, I would never ignore you. So I just thought I need to make this clear for anyone out there who's ever tried to call me on the streets and felt like I ignored them. I did not ignore you, I just didn't hear you. Yes, and I also thought, you know, maybe with this I can also try and share awareness out there, because maybe you or someone you know is going through the same, and it's terrible. I can tell you, it is horrible. I always feel like our body, you know, like there is a reason why you have everything. So yeah, for me, not being able to hear on one ear is like really nasty. Yes, so I'll go back a little bit and share with you like when it started, how it started, and then yeah, I lost my hearing when I was 16. Yes, I was in high school. I was in Form 3. Yes, and it happened from one day to the other. You know, like you wake up and you just feel like you're not hearing anymore. So, and this affected me a lot. It affected me a lot back in high school. You know, like I really had to struggle to even, you know, like concentrate in class, and it was just generally a struggle. You know, like if we were going somewhere, let's say outing somewhere, you know, to another school, and you wanted to interact with other people, it was just unbearable because I couldn't hear. So sometimes I would be in a group, you know, of people, and people are talking, and since I can't understand, I would just say yes, you know, like yeah, yeah, because I wanted to like, you know, be in the conversation. So yeah, that's unfortunately what happened. So fast forward, okay, first of all, it happened in high school. I told my matron, my then school matron, that I couldn't hear, and I had just come from the hospital, you know. So she told me, you're lying, you know, the way, I mean, I went to a boarding school, and back in the days, if you said you were sick, they just assumed you wanted to go home. But I was really sick, like it made me sick. I didn't feel any pain, there was no pain at all, but the fact that I couldn't hear properly affected me totally, you know. So I remember the matron then telling me, okay, we are going to go to the hospital together so that you go get checked. So for those of you who don't know me so well, I went to school in Kisumu, and so I was taken to, is it called Nyanza General Hospital? Yes, I think it used to be called Russia Hospital, but nowadays it's called Nyanza Provincial Hospital or something. So this is like one of the biggest you know, government hospitals in Kisumu, and I went there, and I was taken to a hearing doctor. Is it called hearing doctor? Yeah. And or ear doctor, sorry, ear doctor probably. So I was taken there, and they cleaned my ear, you know, using those machines to clean the ear, because the doctor thought that probably I just have too much wax in my ear and that's why I can't hear. So it was cleaned, and I remember being asked, "Are you hearing now?" And I have a feeling, since I also had like a lot of wax, I just said, "Oh yes, I hear," you know. So but I feel like this was just an additional to the problem I already had. So I went back to school, but still I couldn't hear. So I told my matron, "I'm sorry, but I still can't hear." And she told me, "Okay, you know what, you'll have to go home." So back in the days, my mom, or rather my family, lived in Nairobi, and it was not so easy to just go to Nairobi, you know. So I had an uncle staying around Kisumu, and so I could go to his place to, yeah, to get better. So I went to my uncle, and my uncle couldn't believe me. And to be honest, I still hold a grudge, you know, about that, because you can imagine you're having a problem and someone who's supposed to understand you is telling you you're lying, just because it's not a temperature that can be measured to get the real temperature you have. So he just assumed I was lying. I was pretending. I just wanted to go home. So he didn't do much. I think I stayed there for around a week at his place, and then he told me, "Okay, you have to go back to school." So I went back to school because I thought, okay, it's not paining, I'm just not hearing so well, so yeah, let me just go back to school. So I went back to school. I had to struggle with my new condition. Yes, I had to struggle. And like I shared before, whenever we were in a group and there was a conversation, I was not able to follow a conversation, because the problem I have, whenever I am in a group of people, it gets worse, you know. Like if people are talking differently, then yeah. So the worst case normally is if I'm in a restaurant and it's loud, you know, people are talking, and the person who is with me, let's assume my boyfriend is with me in a restaurant, he always knows he has to sit on this side, because if he sits on this side, then he'll be talking to himself, you know, because I just won't hear. I'll just, you know, listen. I'll just like hear him talking like la, 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 but I can't connect the words, you know, I can't connect any sentences. So that's how nasty it is. So to cut the long story short, because it's quite long, in 2009 I went to a doctor here in Germany, and they told me to get an MRT, where they scan my head to see if they can see where the problem is. So that time they scanned it, and the results came back with some weird stuff in my brain. And I started panicking, because I remember a certain doctor telling me, "Oh, okay, we don't know what that is, but it could be, you know, something bad, a tumor." I'm like, are you kidding me? I just came here to get, you know, a solution to my hearing loss, and then here comes something else about something in my brain. So I tried to follow up, but I don't know what happened, but I didn't follow up with that issue. Someone is calling. Okay. So anyway, I didn't follow up with that issue. I think I also had some other stress, so I said, okay, I'm not starting with some brain issue right now. So fast forward to 2013, I decided to get tested again. So I had to get an MRT again, and what they did is they saw that whatever was in my brain some years back wasn't there anymore. So it meant, like, I don't know if it corrected itself or something, but I didn't have this brain issue anymore. So now I was back to my hearing issue, right? So after many tests through my ear doctor, I was sent to a hearing aid specialist. And there I got some more tests done, and they decided that I was going to need a hearing aid. So I was super excited. I was like, finally I'm going to hear, you know. So I got a hearing aid, which I have here. And so let me just show you how it looks. So this is the hearing aid I got in 2015. God, is it even visible? Yeah, so then the hearing aid specialist told me that she did some research and found out that my hearing loss could have been caused by a certain disease I had, an infection. So I tried to remember, like, okay, this happened when I was 16, what, you know, like what was happening during that time. And I came to a conclusion that, like I told you, it happened after I had come from the hospital, right? Yes, I had been admitted for malaria. Yes. So apparently, through this lady's research, which I also did my own research, and it gave me the same results. The fact that I took malaria medication at that time, when, like, okay, I told you, in my school back in the days, if you wanted to go to see a doctor, they thought you were pretending, right? So my matron once again thought I was pretending, and so she didn't like take me so serious until it was too late. So when she took me there, I had contracted the worst malaria ever. I could have actually died, by the way, but thank God they saved my life by giving me some medication, which was given through a drip. Yeah, but this is what affected my hearing. So I lost my hearing, and so it happened like from one day to the other, and I feel like with time it's got worse and worse and worse. So I remember in 2013 when I got this hearing aid, I was quite excited, and I think I imagined that I had better than I had before. It was just an imagination, the same way I had the same in my imagination when I got my ear cleaned. Yeah, but after some time I noticed that this one was useless, because the hearing loss I have on my right ear is so bad that there is no, okay, there is that yeah, one hearing aid can't just help it. So of course I'd love to share with you the solution to my problem for someone out there who's also looking for the same solution. Last year I started following up again after not wearing my hearing aid for ages. I think I only had it on for a year or something, and then I stopped wearing it because it wasn't giving me so much of a difference, and I felt like it was even making it worse because it has the volume part. Oh, okay, so it has the volume here, the volume up and down, and so whenever I wanted to hear something I could add the volume, and then sometimes you reach somewhere where it's way too loud, and you know, like it could even scare me. So that's why I thought, you know what, I'm not using it anymore. So I decided to run some more tests last year. From this research, I found out that there is something called bone bridge. Yes, whereby they put a hearing aid behind here, behind your ear, but like not inside your scalp, but they have to like open skin here, implant it. It's like an implant, and then they close it. So that way it could have helped me, but it's super expensive, like 40,000 euros. And usually if you like have a really terrible issue, the insurance normally covers it, but the chances that the insurance will cover it are close to yeah. So from the doctors where I went to, they told me, yeah, they feel like the insurance might not cover it, and they also feel like it's maybe too much for the problem that I have. You know, it's something they would suggest to someone who maybe has problem on both ears, if not cochlear, then that one. So my hearing aid specialist, yes, together with him we worked on something else called Cross. I tested it, and usually whenever I'm making a phone call, I'm right-handed, but I don't remember the last time I ever made a phone call using my right hand. So I normally hold my phone here, you know, because it's that bad. I can only hear with my left ear. So when I was given the hearing aid to test, I was super excited. I tested it for about 3 weeks. So the Cross hearing aid, like you get 2 of them, you know. Unfortunately I don't have it right here, but I'm going to get it soon. So you get it on one side, and then there is another one on this other side. Okay, so whenever I'm talking, for example, on the phone on this side, on my side where I can't hear, it transfers the message to this side. How cool is that? So I remember testing this using my phone. I remember testing this by telling my son to whisper on my bad ear, and I was so excited. Like, it was so relieving to know that someone can talk on this side to me and I would hear on this other side, you know. Yeah, so yeah, that's about the Cross hearing aid. I am definitely going to update you as soon as I have it. I'm supposed to have it soon, hopefully. The thing is, I couldn't take it last year because the insurance company couldn't have taken care of it at all, because here in Germany you get a new hearing aid after every 6 years. So since the last one I got was 6 years ago, that's why I was told by my hearing aid specialist to at least wait until this year, so that the insurance won't try to argue with me about whether they're going to pay for it or not. So the thing about Cross is that it's so special, and the insurance doesn't cover it completely because you know, we have preferences. I think they only cover fully if you take one with that's like cabled or something, but I don't want anything that's cabled, you know. So if I was to have one that is, you know, one like this and the other one here, then I would have to also chip in a little bit. Yes, and I can also choose the size that I want, whereas if I take one that's fully covered by insurance, they are going to choose whatever they want for me, and it's normally not so good. Like this one, I mean, I don't hate it. It's it's okay. Okay, let me try it on so that you see how it looks. So when I wear it, this is how it looks, right? So they had to like take the, oh gosh, okay, wait, I put it on like that, and I put this behind my ear. So this is the regular, you know, hearing aid that the government, or rather the insurance, would pay for you without having to complain. Yeah, so it's okay, but it's not working for me. So that's why I thought I better try something else, you know, than just wear something that's not working. It's like wearing glasses but you still can't see, you know. Yeah, so but I promise I will definitely update you guys as soon as I have the Cross hearing aid. So today I just wanted to come here and, you know, create awareness on hearing loss and malaria, because some people take malaria for granted, especially with those people who live in areas where there is malaria. they feel like, oh, okay, I'll just take malaria queen and everything is okay. If you feel like you have malaria or you might have malaria, please do not wait. Go to the hospital immediately, get treated, because otherwise if you don't, you know, lose your hearing, you can end up having cerebral malaria, which is of course also caused by malaria. Yes, so just be careful. And yeah, I am definitely going to update you all. And everybody else who thought I ignored them, no, I did not ignore you, even in the club. Yes, if I'm in the club, I try to like sit quite close to the friends I'm with, and I try to make sure that nobody sits on my right, because I want to understand the conversation. I want to talk to everybody, you know. Yeah. The other thing is, when I sit across the table with someone, that one is okay. I don't have a problem with that. I hear, but unless it's too loud, you know, wherever I am. Yeah. So I hope this was helpful. Like I said, I'm going to update you all on my malaria gosh, on my hearing aid, the cross hearing aid. In case the words I used are German and not English, I'm definitely going to leave the words in English somewhere here. And until next time, stay blessed, stay safe. We still have a pandemic. Please be safe at home. And yeah, catch you all in my next video. Stay blessed. Bye-bye. Bye.